From working for Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, and now for Netflix, this actor is pushing for more queer and Filipino representation on screen. Meet Elena Hueze, and this is
how I became the lead actor in Netflix's upcoming queer action film. Being half white, half Asian is such a struggle in the audition process, because when you go into a room and you're going for like a Caucasian, I don't look like anyone else in the room. I'm just like, well, I look too Asian for this. But then when I go into the room where I'm like cast as an Asian, everyone looks way too Asian for me, and I just like look out of place. The weird thing is that I got a lot of like the Latino, Hispanic, Mexican roles, more than I would, hope so, but never, ever did I go out for a Filipino. I feel like even now it's still hard to get your foot in the door. There's no like, this is what you're meant to do. A lot of people think, okay, like let me just make a YouTube channel and see if I get famous and get a movie from it. Yes, that happens, and lucky them, but I wish there were more actors that mentioned like, how did they do this? How did they get that? How many auditions did you do to get that role? Or how many agents did you have to go through over and over again to like find your proper agent that really will fight for you? Like, I want to be that for people because no one was that for me, and I just kind of had to like figure it out on my own. I just always knew I wanted to be an actor ever since I was like 4 years old. I remember being at a restaurant called Pancake House, basically the IHOP of the Philippines. There's all these posters and movie posters. I remember sitting there saying like, I want to do that, I want to be an actor, and like my siblings were like, no, that's just a dream, that's a pipe dream. And I cried, like I was devastated, but I just never gave up. Like, I always wanted to do that. At my French school, we didn't have theater classes or acting classes, so I like begged my mom to take me to acting classes, but I hated them. Like, I just hated the instructors or like the way they ran the acting classes. It just felt so fake, but I still knew like it wasn't like okay, I tried it, like somehow I need to do it. It wasn't until after high school I moved to LA by myself to go to college, but also pursuing the acting career. I just like moved here with just like, all right, I'm gonna do Hollywood, I'm gonna be a waiter part-time and go to school too, and then take acting classes and just like see if I'm good. And Netflix developed this new program to showcase new directors who don't have the opportunity to make a feature film. Heartshot is, about a person named Nikki. She falls in love with this person, Sam. They're like high school sweethearts, but Nikki's past comes back to haunt her. So once I got the role and they told me that I would have training for it, and then I had to go on a diet, getting to train and transform my body, learning these stunts and fight choreography, that was like a dream come true for a role that I never imagined wanting. But once I got it, I was like, oh my God, like action is so cool and it fits me so well. During my audition, they actually asked us question that felt very similar to Nikki's story, like how is your relationship to your family and your parents? I was very honest during my audition. Filipino families, they're very pressuring to do something that you don't want to do, and I left because I wanted to pursue acting, but I also felt like I needed to get away from that lifestyle, to get away from depending so much on my family, and I think that's what Nikki resembles. I grew up in the Philippines, so I feel like I gravitate more towards Filipino culture. I heard both languages at home, English and Tagalog, but then my dad is French, so then I went to a French school. We still had Filipino history because we were in the Philippines. Because I knew too many languages, then I was just like really bad at all of them, We felt so out of place. We, as in me and my siblings, not feeling completely Filipino, but also not feeling completely white. I didn't grow up seeing a lot of people like myself on TV, and it's not just about seeing a Filipino on TV, but it's also seeing queer people. That's what I want to do as an actor. That's my goal, to represent the queer community and the Filipino community. It's been so many years that we're not recognized, but now we're slowly getting recognized. But I just think that it's not enough to the point where there's always that side character who's gay. They don't have personalities, but we need to see more stories like that where they're the main character. And maybe it's not about them coming out or not about them being queer. They just so happen to be queer. Just put myself out there more for people to be inspired by, and someone who looks like me or who's like Filipino that can still like make it. Make your own stories, make your films, and just do it, and then see what happens. Hey One Down, I'm Elena Hueze, and this is Me Represented. Don't forget to watch me on Netflix's Hard Shot on February 17th.